to stop and think that I was not fair to myself, and I wasn't. Now I had two choices: to keep my nose clean or to take a risk. I chose the latter one, and I made a plan how exactly I would deal with it when it came to pass. Yes, it was a risky, but I'm still going to do it. It they are still, when it comes to my weakness in Toastmasters, they are still there. But when I worked on them, I found that they are now favor than ever. Those of you who have been with me in the club since 2018 will testify this. The same is true for the fear of my public speaking, not only on pronunciation or grammatical error. Now, dear Toastmaster, all this is now possible because I reframed my focus and started to see positives. Though a niggle of doubt sometimes keeps poking at me when it comes to pronunciation and grammar, I have made great stride, believe me, to improve myself. Similarly, a flash of concern also sweeps over me whenever I'm the stage, but I quickly dismiss it. Now, I don't see myself as the victim of my some past experience anymore. I see my participation over here as an opportunity to change, learn, and then grow. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azhar. I'm sure if the people, some few of the people in the meetings can totally relate with what you said today. And I'm so glad you chose this topic today when we had the maximum number of guests present. But I missed your mother-in-law. Moving on. Our second speaker for today is Toastmaster. Fadal, you are giving your speech today? No. Toastmaster Karim Meghani, is he present online? Yes, Toastmaster Karim Meghani, it's your turn, and your evaluator for today is Toastmaster Ali Zaka. No. Is it? Why? Isn't he was. It's me. He's in. Why? Why is he? You want to do it? Yes, please. Yes, please. We welcome volunteers. But the thing is, we don't have the project. Toastmaster Karim Meghani, did you share your project books?
I'll share the project with you.
But he didn't share the project details. Dynamic leadership. Evaluation sheet. Did you share the evaluation?
I shared the details with, I sent the evaluation sheet to Toastmaster Hiba Raistan.
And the topic? The topic, I don't know.
The topic is basically interviewing skills, and I will be interviewed by TM Fahim Razak for a senior position in a non-governmental organization.
Okay. And you will be evaluated by Toastmaster
Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Your evaluator.
Evaluator. Toastmaster Abid.
And the evaluator is TM Hiba Raistan.
Your evaluator today is Toastmaster Abid. That is what I'm telling you.
Okay. So let me send you the evaluation sheet of the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
So it will be easier.
Yes.
And Fahim is not online, so I hope
he's in the in-person meeting, and he is in the WhatsApp group as well.
No, I'm saying TM Fahim supposed to interview me.
So, Master Fahim, are you online? Where are you?
No, he was there before a few minutes, but now he's not there.
So we'll move on. We'll have this afterward because Fahim Razak is not present. Our next
okay
for today is the one who is taking the speech right now. Your turn. So this is a tradition in KTC. Whenever a person goes to take a we call him immediately. So beware if you're going to take a tea.
We can say that. Or I
So
can.
Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary is going to give his speech, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, and I am just sharing the details again with you. And I'm so sorry, Toastmaster Irfan. Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, please come, and I have shared the evaluation sheet and the. What was your topic? Rest your mind.
Guys, so TM Fahim is here. If you want to continue, we can do it. Else.
Imran will come. He's being called.
Evaluation. Toastmaster. It's fun.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Imran is going to deliver a speech which will be 5 to 7 minute speech. And this is about how to engage the audience with humor is something that we all need most now because of the situation that we spent from morning till now in the evening. Everybody in home or in offices or business community, humor is something which we miss a lot. We have to see how Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary is going to involve the audience in his speech where he wants to involve us with his humor. So it's not, it doesn't mean that it would be a Alif Noon type speech, but again, this is the reality how he involves the audience with his humor. He's going to deliver his level 2 project 1 speech, which means that he has completed his level 1, which means that basics of the speech are already done with. He has done with it, of course. So the topic which I see is dress your mind. Oh, dress your mind. Over to you.
If you don't mind, I can take my question. Again, thank you very much for introducing me, and to everyone. This is a topic that's very close to my heart and my closet. The topic is dressing up. Now, why would I talk about dressing up? Don't worry, it's not about some style tips or running trends. It's basically about how to dress your mind. You see, when you wake up in the morning and your hair are all haywire and your eyes you could not open and your hand on the snooze button keeps on going out right after 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I know the feeling, and you guys know it too very well as well. The first thing that comes in my mind when I open my eyes up is that how am I going to dress up this morning? Why? Because this is my individual persona that I'm going to be putting out to the world. This is how I'm going to be judged instantly when I'm going to any kind of meetings. Does that ring any bell? Am I relatable? Let me know if you have the similar thoughts in your mind as well, right? So one morning when I woke up and I was as I usually do, thinking about what to wear and how to wear and what shoes to wear and what tie to bring out of the closet. I was wondering why don't I do the same thing with my mind? And the thought carried on, and then became a very good trail of events that happened that day, that morning. I thought that why not? What I started observing what do I do when I try to decide what to wear in the morning. So number one, I check my day. How am I going to be uh, running across my day, and what are my important duties will be, and accordingly I look at it. So similar thought about how internally I should be presentable, or what should I communicate, how should one perceive myself. So I have already written my values somewhere in the past, and I just opened those values up, and I saw that one of the value was courage, and I thought, wow, do I display the courage every day? And the immediate answer was no. Why? Because I do not dress my mind up for courage every morning. This was a very tipping point of that very day and the subsequent weeks. Because then, whenever I used to wake up and the thought of how I'm going to dress up used to come in my mind immediately. In the parallel hindsight, there was also a thought of how I'm going to dress my mind up. Now, why I am telling you all this, all these details. I have problem since my childhood that I think big, but I deliver nothing. Why? Because I'm hardly able to be consistent in my life. And this because I wake up every morning and I dress myself up every morning and try to go look my best. The same philosophy I applied with my mind that if I wake up early in the morning and try to deliver my best in terms of how my mental projection is working, I can surely improve. So this practice has just been applied in my life for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, that I'm seeing results very successfully. So I encourage you all, employ you all that when you wake up early in the morning, you decide what you wear, what makeup you want to put on. Alongside that, what mentally how you want to be portrayed to the world. That's very important. That's the end of my speech. Thank you so much, everyone.
Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary. Very useful tip. I think we all should follow. And you have given a new perspective of waking up. So I'm sure, if not every day, tomorrow we'll do that. I'm sure. Let's move on to our next speaker, and it's Toastmaster Kareem Meghani and Toastmasters evaluator. Abid. Toastmaster Abid. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad. Toastmaster Abid is going to evaluate Toastmaster Kareem speech.
Toastmaster Kareem Mendani is online.
Yes.
So the purpose statement, the purpose of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to present himself well in an interview. And notes for the evaluator. The member completing this project has spent time organizing his skills and identifying how those skills can be applied to complete this role. The interview. About the speech, the member designed interview questions for the interviewer that are specific in their skills, abilities, and any other content he wants to practice. So the member design questions, he or she does not know exactly which question will be asked. Look for poise, concise answers, questions, and the ability to recover from ineffective answers. Time is, I think, 5 to 7 minutes. Mr. Karim Meghani? Because I don't,
10
time is not mentioned.
12 minutes, 10 to 12.
It's 5 to 7 minutes, yeah.
5 to 7 people.
5 to 7
Over
minutes.
to you, Mr. Karim.
So TM Fahim should start.
Okay, thank you, TM Karim. Yeah, so this is the interview project where I am interviewing. I'm supposed to be interviewing TM Karim Meghani. I'm very junior to him in all aspects. Okay, so I'm interviewing him for a senior role in an NGO. So TM Karim Meghani, thank you for applying to this position and in our organization. What attracted you to our organization?
Thank you for asking this question, and thank you for giving me this opportunity for doing this interview. Over 20 years now, I'm working in different fields, including hospitality, and then including event management, and then now for last 10 years, I'm working with social development, especially with community organizations. As now I'm completing my 10 year in Madagascar, now it's time that I feel I can move myself to different challenges. I saw your ad for your non-governmental organizations, as you are working also on social governance, and I thought that maybe I can be a right fit for you this position.
Okay. As you know that we have been going through a lot of challenges in our organization. You might have heard in the press and from various sources. What do you think would be the challenges when you start in this position, and how will you overcome these challenges?
So, one of the key things in social organization, the key challenges what I saw in my life, in my working experience, is usually that that this non-governmental organizations are always depending on funds and supporters and donors, and that is something where we really want to work on. I have almost 8 years of experience directly on fundraising. So that is something which I saw that it's the most challenging part of a non-governmental organization. And also another thing which I felt is the human resources. To arrange volunteers for our organization is always challenging, to motivate them, to maintain the trust and maintain a rapport for your organization with the volunteers and with the beneficiaries is also quite challenging. So working with an NGO or the social organizations, I always remember one thing, that our mission need to be very clear to us, what we want to achieve. Our beneficiaries are our prime targets, and our prime how we can work with them, how we can make a deep impact on them, and it's not a one-to-one. It's a one-go help. We are always looking for a long-term future for these beneficiaries.
Great. I think you have nailed it with our challenges when you mentioned the funds. That's where our focus is, and it's as you rightly mentioned, for many NGOs, that's the focus. For our organization, how would you go about specifically targeting the fundraising? And how confident are you that you will be able to overcome the challenge that we are going through?
I think that with my experience, what I felt that whenever I do fundraising, the first thing is that how this NGO is, the image is with the donors. So if we are working directly with poverty, let's say that we have to support certain beneficiaries for taking out them from poverty. So are we doing in past? Do we have some achievements? Definitely the first thing I want to study in your company, that how the organization was working in past. If there are image issues which need to be rectified, let's find ways to improve that. Let's see that if there is the image issue with the donors, we need to understand it. when I usually go to the donors, they always, even donors or any organizations, the first thing they will say to me that, we know this organization and we know that, you guys are helping yourself, not the beneficiaries. How we will monitor the impact. So if we understand what is the donor's expectation, and if we are able to give them a certain amount of information and certain amount of imagery that what we can able to achieve, then the donors will trust you. Another good thing about us is, or any organization, that, what kind of image I can bring to the organization, that is also important. So if I'm working in an organization from last 10 years in social organizations, 20 years of experience, when I go to people, they ask me personal questions also. So if I can share with them my profiles and I'm telling them that, look at me and I'm working with organization, I'm not new to this job, it will be rather easy to fundraise. I find it will be challenging in the economic circumstances, what is going on. But if the donor understand the needs of the beneficiaries, there are people who are always willing to help. And we just want to click on that.
Great. Thank you for this. Now, finally, I just want to touch upon the volunteer side of the thing. As this is a very senior position in our organization, so you will have a lot of staff working for you. But the thing is that those lot of staff there will be volunteers, right? They will need to be motivated by something other than the financial benefits. Can you give me an example from your previous experience, how you have gone about motivating them?
Usually, it's a very great question, by the way. Volunteers are like a backbone to NGOs, one of the key things. And the volunteers comes with there are two kinds of volunteers. One is the young volunteers who wants to take some experience. And there is another kind of volunteers who are even young and adults who are here out of their heart that they want to serve the community. So if the young guys who are coming for career, okay, we can give them some kind of exposure at how the organization work, how we can make an impact. On the other side, the people who are coming from heart, one of the key things that you need to understand, that if they come from their heart, they have certain expectations. And these expectations need to be understood by the top management. The volunteers' time is very important. If a person wants to give 5 minutes, that is important for me. And I need to utilize that 5 minutes as much as I can.
Great, thank you. I'm just conscious of the timing. Can the timer tell us how long do we have? Please?
It's already there.
30 seconds.
Okay. Thank you, TM Karim Meghani, once again for applying to our position, and we will let you know of the outcome. With that, over to you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay, back to you, TMOD.
Yes, she is on the way.
Okay.
So the next speaker for today is Gendel from last week, Toastmaster in Fast Faruqi, and he will be evaluated by DTM Sarchit.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rabia, Toastmaster Vipin. For the Toastmaster and guests, it's an honor to evaluate DTM Irfan Faruqi, D for dedicated Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, and soon to be distinguished Toastmaster as well. He will be delivering a project on team building. It's his second speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to build a cohesive team and host an event. The purpose of this second speech is for the member to share some aspects of his experience building a team and team building event. It is actually his second speech. His first speech was delivered before, and this speech is for 5 to 7 minutes, and the speech title is Play, Perceive, Perform. Play, Perceive, Perform. Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. Play, Perceive, Perform. Over to you.
My dear fellow Toastmasters, recently I was in northern areas. In one of the shops, when I was sitting, or say when I entered, I saw that there was a lady. She was a European girl or woman, somewhere in between the girl and woman. And she had asked the shopkeeper to show nearly everything in the shop. So when we entered the shop, we saw that the table was filled with everything. And in a few minutes, the lady thanked the shopkeeper and said, "Thank you very much. I'll come tomorrow." And the shopkeeper said, "Okay, thank you." And he said goodbye. I was in Karimabad. Most of the people in Karimabad are educated. You know, their education level is above that. I have seen older people talking in it, elderly people. So they are very educated people, and they communicate with one another. They communicate with the Europeans as well. My wife asked the shopkeeper, how strange, she has opened so many things, didn't buy anything, and she just went out. And the shopkeeper said, "No problem. If she desires, she will come. I'm happy that I at least showed her everything." On contrary, sometimes when we visit a shop and we ask second or third item, the man who's going, or a woman, mostly there are men, who are showing us the things, get annoyed. And they say, "You want to buy something or not?" And they will retaliate. What is the difference between the two people? Why this behavior and why that behavior? Sense of ownership. If it is your own shop, you are not worried how hectic the activity is. And if you are an employee, you would say, "Go to hell. My legs are sorry. Why should I do so much effort?" Fellow Toastmasters, in our organizations, in Toastmaster activities, everywhere there are teams. The most important issue is how to involve people so that they act as if it is their own responsibility to do things. With this spirit, we combined two Toastmasters groups, the Century Paper Toastmaster group and the Centurion Toastmaster group, and had a combined meeting with an aim of delivering, creating cohesiveness as a team between. We thought delivering lectures is never a good idea. So we came up with a plan that we should deliver and transform the techniques through some practice efforts where there is a fun involved also. So we designed fun-based activities where each one would help the other one. We divided the whole 55 people lot into 6 different groups, assigned one person for each group as a facilitator, made them sit separately from one another, facing 4 people here, 4 people here, facing one another, gave them one assignment of pictures. We asked, you have 1 minute, everybody has a 1 minute, see these pictures. After 1 minute, pace it down. Now write how many things you remember. From 20, the maximum answer was 50. Then we gave them another picture, another page with 25 pictures. Now it was a group activity. We said you have the time and strategy, but you have to remember those pictures. What they did was, in teams, they decided I'll remember first line, you remember the second line. And so everybody had to remember only 4 or 5 pictures. The lowest answer from 25 was 18. And there were people who remembered 25 pictures. That's how we communicated that through team results are better. But what happened? When we were designing, when I was designing those activities, I thought I should try them someday. I used my daughter to try. She came up with the idea and told me that there are mistakes. I said, oh my God. I realized, yes, I have made big mistakes in those exercises. For instance, there was an exercise you had to decode the message. So I corrected it and I delivered to the people. Shall I tell you one thing? I delivered the wrong again. My daughter told me these are the errors. I corrected them. And now on the exercise day, instead of delivering the right corrected exercise, I again delivered the wrong. So I learned that no matter how much you try, things can go. One lesson that I learned, things could go. Anytime can go wrong. Second thing that we learned from it is that if you assign a target to somebody, give them the authority also. Don't just give them the responsibility. And with that authority, one person was supposed to manage the event place. With that, he was allowed to bring he was allowed to bring the flowers for people, and I delegated the authority. The result was thank you very much. The result was that I went short of money. I delegated the authority, please go and buy flowers, and forgot to tell him how much money he can spend. So he spent a lot of money on the flowers, and I ran short of my budget, crossed the limit of budget. We invited the main speech of that day from the speeches was of Matt Kinsey's speech, who is the international president. He fell ill and he couldn't deliver the speech. Nevertheless, every team member found that if they are authorized, they can perform better. And we learned, no matter whatever you do, you can do the mistakes. And we learned that the best way of communicating or developing a team is by giving them authorities. Then they feel that it is my ownership. Things can go haywire, but please understand these are the humans. Back to you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Master Faruqi, for that wonderful insight. Next on our list, our speaker is Toastmaster Imran. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So our speaker is Toastmaster Fiza Aziz, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary.
Hello again. So TM Fiza Aziz is going to be giving us a prepared speech, and her pathway is strategic relationship. Her project name is writing a speech with a purpose. So the pathway suggests that her project is going to be about strategic relationship, and her topic is project. So I invite the stage. Please draw your hand and
Assalamu alaikum. Can you all hear me?
yes, we can.
Unfortunately, there's a problem with my Zoom, which my internet is not working properly. So please bear with me. I am giving my prepared speech for the today, and my topic is manifesting in a positive way. When I chose this topic, I was given quite a few topics, but I thought that this might be the my second project, and I want to give it. So I want to start with a quote of Paul Callio. Paul Callio is a writer of the book Alchemist, and he said, if you manifest something, if you want something, and the whole universe will be conspiring for you to achieve it. What is manifestation? Manifestation is basically a law of attraction. You manifest positive and you get positive results. And it's not an easy task because, of course, when you're manifesting, everything is like, how will I manifest it, and obstacles and everything. But then when you manifest it, you start thinking positives. When you start thinking positives, the results are positive. And it's very easy. I'll teach you how to do it. So the first step is to be very, very happy. And when you're happy, you know you have to be happy. And no matter what outcome are, even there are bad days, even there are worse days, and you can cry. You can cry, but when you are done, then you are done. Then move on and be happy. Show the world what you're made of. When you're happy, when you're feeling positiveness in yourself, when you're like being immensely positive, and then you're trying to be attracting happiness, then yeah, you get happiness. After that, when you're attracting positiveness, there is a positiveness that comes inside of you, and it just radiates, it just glows. When it glows up, then you are attracting other positive vibes around you, and people are actually attracted by your positive vibes. They actually love what you're going through. The second is be positive. Of course, I'm taking this word a lot because there is a whole mindset, there is a whole psychology here. If there is situation that are negative and you don't know how to deal with the situation, you have enough power in your mind to change that negativity into positivity. You can manifest that negative impacts and then turn it around and make it into positive. Like for example, if there's something bad happened, and then you're thinking, oh my goodness, this happened, but then if you just think about what the worst could have happened, if anything worse could have happened, then the positivity, you wouldn't have been here. So you should thank Allah for that. So that is an outcome, like how far you come from that time. When you get out of that phase, then you are like, okay, I'm fine. I've been through this, I've done that. Now I am, Alhamdulillah, I'm out of this. Second, third step is think positive. Of course, when you are thinking, your thoughts should be positive. You attract good thoughts. When you are having good thoughts, then you're attracting good thoughts. You are manifesting good thoughts. You know that you will get it one day. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but inshallah, maybe you will get it one day. So just keep thinking good, just have good vibes so that everybody could just get this whole vibe of positivity. And when you're attracting it, you will get it eventually. Then there is love and gratitude. No matter what you have, of course, you should be thankful. You should love what you have, and not only dedicate the energy, the positive energies of what you have, but what you want, but what you have. When you have that energy, when you have that positivity, then you start attracting it. Again, I'm saying the laws of attraction are there. There are like attracts like. After that, there is walk the walk. When you think that I have a mindset for that, I am going to do this, I am going to get this, there is affirmation. You are actually affirming yourself, especially for a person who is self-critical like me with negative thoughts. There is an affirmation of yourself. You need to affirm that this is going to work out, I'm going to succeed, I'm worth it, I am successful. Do this every morning, and then inshallah you'll get it. This is an affirmations. Then there is 369 method. 369 method is actually the manifestation method. 3 times you manifest something, you write it down. 3 times you write it in the morning, 6 times in the day, and then 9 times in the evening. The basic purpose of 369 method is to actually affirm and solidify the purpose of that manifestation about what you want in your life, what you want to attract in your life, and that usually happens. This works because I have tried myself too. And the last and not least, keep dreaming, keep, don't be afraid. If you have, like, if you feel you can't do it, it's okay. There are good days, there are bad days. Just keep dreaming and, believe in yourself. There is a way, there is a solution to every problem. So believe in yourself, and then inshallah you'll get it, you will have it. So manifesting is a very good thing. It's not easy, but it's something we should all do, especially in the moments like these when we are going through so much crisis and so much issues, so much disturbances and mental stress. We should manifest good things. We should think good about ourselves. We should manifest happiness. So this is what I believe, and I move forward with it. Thank you.
One thing I say to everyone I meet, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and take that first step. So thank you so much for doing it again. Our next speaker for today is Toastmaster Velaram, and he is going to give his speech from Presentation Mastery, Level 2, speech number 3. The project title is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Speech topic is the inspirational journey of mentoring. The time is 5 to 7 minutes, and I am the evaluator. That is why I was telling all these things. Over to you, Toastmaster.
A empowers mentor empowers a person who see the possible futures and believe it can be achieved. Quoted by Sadiq. Hello Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Good evening. Today my speech topic is inspiring the journey of mentoring. We know all that we have a mentor. We all have the mentor who guides, support at every step in achieving our goals in life. Naturally, our first mentors are our parents. They teach us the way of the communication and teach that how to deal with others. And the parents are the only the mentors who always guides their children how to behave, how to be behavior, and they always want to see their children success and at the top. I think that second mentors are our great teachers. They gives us education right from the beginning. The teachers who gives us the basic education and help us to build our strong foundations for success, which enable us to fulfill our dreams. I believe that we all are here, which is because of our parents, our teachers, and our mentors. And it is important to recognize that no individual can do without the support of others. I understand that everyone here are expert in field. I being a civil engineer, I have commanded in the technical work, but still I found myself as lacking in the communication skills. That's why I leave That's why this platform we need to join the Toastmasters Club. I joined the Toastmasters Club in back 2019 in December, but then suddenly due to the COVID-19 impact, face-to-face and physical gathering and meetings shifted to the online. So at that time, I just completed the level 1, and I could not attend the regular meetings, online meetings. But still, I have remembered that my first speech, that was the icebreaker speech. And my mentor, who was diligent with me, and he proper guide and trained me in such a way. Even in my first speech, I was able to deliver that my speech in confidently among the your experienced Toastmaster, dynamic and significant Toastmasters member of the Karachi. And you just imagine that speech was my first speech, and I won this. And really, this I was so surprised, and really, this winning was the victory for me. And I always said that this victory goes to my mentor, who have my brilliant, distinguished mentor, who have worked hard at me. I multi times practice that speech, and really I appreciate that mentor, this one mentor. And do you guess who's this one? This one is the Sir Tala bin Hamid.
Of course.
Tala bin Hamid, sir, if you are hearing me, or otherwise you please convey my message. Sir, you are a real great personality, and your dedication is highly appreciated. Secondly, I am very thankful, Ma'am Rabia. Today, I think 4 or 5 days are here. I advise them you came here at the right path. I'm feeling proud to be a member of Karachi Toastmasters Club, and we believe that we all are here just to improve our communication skills and leadership skills. The only Toastmasters Club is the unique and non-profit platform where you can meet the experienced and excellent persons. We all are here just we playing our role as a voluntarily and giving the honest feedback, and which support us the growth and improving our communication skills. So again, we together we promise that we support each other in becoming the best communicator and the best leader in the world. What was the
I am so glad that Toastmaster Velaram took the, you can say, the initiative to write in the group and write to me personally. You know, I have to give my speech today because this speech was like what will inspire the future Toastmasters to join. That if he can do it, anyone can do it. And how important it is, and how this club or any other Toastmasters club help you grow as a person as well as in your professional careers. So thank you so much, Toastmaster. Next, our speaker today is Toastmaster Bakka, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Amber. Please give a little big round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How are you? This is for the first time I'm evaluating. I've been speaker for 3 times, and then I took a long break, and today I'm here as an evaluator. And this is the surprise evaluation which I would be doing. Anyways, how many of you have been experienced when you're talking to someone and the person is not looking into your eyes? Or maybe the other person is using phone and not looking at
Right now.
So today, like few days back, I was just going. I was reading a book, and it was about effective communication. And there I read about it, and I read the importance of connecting with someone, and why. What are the important things to connect with someone? And for that, I think your body language matters a lot, and it holds a very powerful. I think it holds a lot of strength. If you have good body language while communicating with others, and I think it's something which is very important to learn. And for that, Mr. Wakas is coming on stage. I would like to invite him on stage to talk about it.
The best graduation at the start of the speech, and I just feel that either I am going to give the speech or I am going to evaluate it. Thank you for and I must appreciate her that in just a notice that she will be able to at least deliver 2 to 3 minutes is quite appreciable. Thank you. I just read an article 3 weeks ago that famous American author John Maxwell once said that people may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. The most important point that I got from this quote that how the attitude gets portrayed and how the attitude gets noticed. But attitude noticed by the language of your body first, second by the language of the words. And that is the most important point. First, when you are getting interested with anybody, or either you are in your family or in your personal life, in your professional life, the first thing you notice is your language, it's your body, it's your reply to him in unconsciousness. And that is the point of my today's speech. Dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, very good afternoon. Today, I want to emphasize and I want to put my focus on the use of the effective body language. Effective body language or the use of the body language. Body is the most unconscious reaction we use in our communication. Here we need to understand that why the language, our responses from our body or body language is unconscious and why our words are more conscious. Because whenever we listen to any query and whenever we listen to any question or anything getting near to our or getting hit to our ears, we first observe that or we first listen that query, then we process it in our mind, then we generate the reply of it, and then we reply. In 4 stages, we get to reply a question. Although the process time is in a nanosecond, but there are the 4 stages. Means we have the time, we deliberately bring an answer. But what our body do in that period of time is the unconsciousness. How our eye contact got interrupted with it. How our language of the body or our hands respond to it. Either we are getting engaged with him or not. Because that gives him the confidence to get engaged with us. And that is the point. Because body language not only help us in our personal life, but in our professional life. Whenever we are going to have a good interaction with our, especially in our partners and our family, always the reaction of acha, okay, it will not be appreciable. You will have to pay the price for it. Because most of the cases when you're going to have a planning of the family or something like this, you have to get engaged not by your words, but you mean. But that the most important thing, that is the respect other person deserves to be with you. Because he is giving you a time. He has some thought process with him. He has built an situation for him which he or she wants to present to you. So it should be to give that respect back to him or back to her You have to properly get engaged with him. That engagement, both not only your words, but your language, your whole environment should sound it to that query. And that is the point is. In our professional life, we also get noticed. And I want to share and emphasize, and one of the scenario here, that we all are professional people, and some people are wearing the beautiful coats also. That's brilliant. So we usually, whenever we are in our offices, in our meetings, or especially in the case of when we are going to get a job, or either we are going to interview somebody, what is the first thing get acknowledged? What is the first thing get noticed? Because whenever I want to share my experience also, that when we are going to, especially in case of interview, and we are going to take interview, first impression we notice by the person just enter the room, just unlock the room. The first our mind just make an impression that either this will be fit for this job or this will not be fit. And what is the first impression? Your walk towards the chair on which you are going to sit, and your how you get to sit, how to get settled at that environment of the room, that make you reliable, and that gives the almost 40% of the confidence to the interviewer that yes, this is the man for the right job. And here, most importantly, I want to share my experience also, that I was interviewing a candidate in my office job. She was a lady, and I am working in a textile sector, and it's a very rough and tough sector, specifically. So we usually, in our operation side, we usually do not prepare the ladies. But one of our young candidate, she just qualified from the NAD. She just entered the room. The way she entered, and the way she sit on the chair, I got notice, no, that she will be the right man. Because company is asking us to make a collaborative environment so that company will be able to present himself. I noticed that she will be right. And believe me, this lady has fulfilled the expectations. Although she faced some the rough and toughness of the trial industry, which we used to, being a male, we used to get anger in some situations, that she proved her. But the first time, but what her selected is in perfect way. Now the most important thing is how to improve it. The first thing I think to regarding the eye contact in that, because usually when we get engaged with him, I think there should be a ratio of 60 to 40. 60% we have to get engaged in him, but sometimes we also have to see here and there also. And the second thing, and to improve your walking style, how to how to walk properly, specifically, importantly, in the interview, that you will get higher positions and get more salary. And that is the topic of my speech. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikas. Another thing which I usually say, be confident and show it from your body language as well. So thank you for re-emphasizing on this point. Our last speaker for today, our last and ninth speaker for today, Toastmaster Jalaluddin, and he is going to embark on his journey today with his icebreaker, and his evaluator is
Secretary.
surprise! Toastmaster Ali Zaga.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ali Zarma. As she told, I'm going to evaluate TN Jalal, and he is giving his icebreaker speech from Pathway Dynamic Leadership, and his topic is introduction, and your speech length is 4 to 6 minutes. Good luck.
Parents, Toastmasters, club members. My name is Jalal, and I have to present myself.
first topic assigned to me by my own board. The topic of the icebreaker is to self-introduce. So one of the critical things that we may come across that how to self-reflect. Because most of the time we don't introspect in that what's the quality we are doing. So it's a very tough job for me. Exactly that you have to present yourself. So actually, the tough thing is that you have to strike a balance with self-praise and facts and figures. So you should not be exaggerating, not be downgrading. That's a different thing, a difficult thing. And about myself, that I would like to use. I did my studies from Trinity College Stadium Road, and I've done my bachelor's from editing in 2014, and I've done my master's from the same university. I'm a civil engineer. I help people in designing construction, also the execution as well. And deeper down into my personality, I'm very compassionate and sympathetic person. I always try to help people, whatever the capabilities that I have. Because construction is a more typical type because you have to deal with the regulations, architects and the contractors, and it's a very difficult one. And as for the praise bar that I am the part of the building committee of PHA that has formulated the EPBC regulations of 2020. So I'm very grip on that. So the other thing that I like to talk about myself that hobby set. I have a hobby to watch movies, listening music, and sometimes I like to read books, especially fiction and motivation and the life experience. Yeah, reading that I'm reading the Jay Shetty, and for the books, I would say one thing that books enhance your vocabulary and it makes your perspective, and it also improves your emotional well-being. So there's a one famous quote about the books that if you want to get a new idea, you should read an old book that you will get an idea. So it's true that whenever you start reading, I personally feel that before after degree that I didn't read any book and I've done academics. That's enough, but it's not the case. We should let ourselves disengage from this reading habit because it will shrink our mind. It will shrink our perspective. We need to read different perspective of books, fiction, everything that is of your genre. Because it will increase your perspective, increase your confidence, it will increase your overall things that is going all over the world, and it will change the person. Books have a lot of things. One can only experience by doing it. If I am saying that I am not doing this, then I wouldn't experience. So one has to do it. Then he or she would recognize that the books have a very magician power to change anyone's personality or anyone's perspective. And my friend side, I have very few friends. One of the friend is Mr. Waka sitting behind, and we have occasionally gather every weekends and we share each other every day is happening, and we also go to tours. We went to the Balochistan, especially Gwadar or Bada and to the eastern side. And Alhamdulillah, we also plan to go to the northern areas in the next month. Inshallah, we will do this. So these are the kind of things that I do in my life. I hope that I will not bore you at all. Because I have told Imran, Mr. Rana Imran, that this is something that people wouldn't. Why people would not like about me? People would definitely like to know about the new topics, about things that is professional help. Told me that you have to know it, then it is better. So I tried my best to not to bore you. Thank you very much.
It's a tradition in the Toastmaster fraternity that when someone embarks on their journey and give their icebreaker speech, we give them a standing ovation. And this was indeed a very one of the few best icebreaker speeches that we have heard. So, job well done. This brings us to the end of the prepared speech segment, so you won't be hearing me anymore, except when I come for the evaluation part. So, thank you for bearing with me. One thing which I would like to say is that although at the starting of the meeting everything was haywire, but thank you for taking ownership, all the members, and making this possible. And everyone should become friends with Toastmaster Makas. We'll go to northern areas next month. To bring us first to the next segment, which is the table topic segments. And today, our impromptu table topic master is DTM Sajshwe. Please give a big round of applause.
For a Toastmaster and guests, table topic is the most exciting part of a Toastmaster meeting. So up till now you have all heard the Toastmaster members speak. But now is the session where we will call out the guests who were sitting quite cozy, comfortably that that you don't have to speak, but now you do. So brace yourself because you will be assigned a topic and you will have a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds to actually speak on that topic. Usually it's a habit that we call it Toastmaster first and then the guest, but due to the shortage of time, okay, so our first speaker is Toastmaster Vase. So he will tell us how it's done. So your topic is, let me find the topic. That's what happened when you're the impromptu table topic master for the impromptu session. So your topic. If you could own any fiction item, what it would be? If you can own any fictional item, what can it be? A wand, a magic stick, or whatever. Over to you.
And thank you.
Thank you, table topic master, and good evening, everyone. So thankfully, the table topic master suggested the right thing. One, because my favorite fictional book is Harry Potter series. So I love to have a word, and you can just name how many magic spells I can say. Even the password which I just gave to Toastmasters charge of my laptop was a magical spell. Stupefy. If you know.
Yeah.
Or we can go with expiry hammers, or if I have really anger with someone, I will go with Avada Kedavra. You kill them. Definitely a word, or maybe the broom, the Harry Potter broom. That could work. Or what a chessboard. Definitely that magic chess is good because I love to play chess. And when that violin chessboard, you know, when Ron and Harry are playing and suddenly Ron's bishop hits Harry's rook, I guess. So it moves like the bishop is sitting on a chair and it moves towards Harry's piece and then he stands up
he takes out his chair and he smashes the door. So that chessboard would be the best thing I could have. So thank you. That's from my side.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vase, for not shaking my hand. Really, I really appreciate that. So the next speaker we have is Jess Parva. Jess Parva, can you please come on?
We forgot the voting.
So your topic is, if you could own a celebrity vote, who's could it be and why? If you can own a celebrity wardrobe, whose would it be and why? Over to you.
So that's I actually need some time to think on it, but yes, I have a favorite celebrity. Her name is Naila Khan. I find her pretty glamorous. The way she carries herself is really elegant. This is why I would like to adopt her wardrobe. Literally, the way she styles herself and everything about her. Hi, Aura. That is all I have.
30
I
seconds.
thought.
Okay, 30 seconds more.
It's not just the fashion shows that she dresses herself well in. It's also the speeches she performs. She carries with a very village kind of girl or some like the western stuff that she carries. So every culture is pretty decent and everything. She pairs up the two.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Parva. Okay, yeah, future Toastmaster Parva for that wonderful and on spot thinking. Next we have future Toastmaster Arif. So please, can you come on screen? Your topic is, what is the funniest thing you have ever borrowed from a friend and forgot to return? What is the funniest thing you've borrowed from a friend and forgot to return it?
I don't exactly funniest thing, but I can just say that the thing that we usually borrow is like pencils and erasers, and we usually just forget to give them back. And sometimes we usually ask them that just give me like 5 rupees or 10 rupees, and then we usually just I don't exactly remember that when I will give it to you back. So these are like majorly these kind of things. So that's it.
30 seconds.
30 seconds more. So more of them. Well, that's it. That's it.
Thank you. So next we have, thank you very much, future Toastmaster Arif. Next we have future Toastmaster Fawad. Future Toastmaster Fawad, he's gone. Okay. So no worries. We have plenty of guests over here. So yes. Okay. Next we have Toastmaster or future Toastmaster Kumar. And your topic is, what's the strangest thing you have ever claimed as your own? What is the strangest thing you have ever claimed as your own? Over to you.
Well, thank you very much. This is my first time. Well, I can borrow a lot of things, but I don't know how I can say this thing. But let's say I borrowed a T-shirt, which it's not according to my side. I claim that yeah, this is my teacher because I like most. But the guy told me, I can understand your that you love this kind of color. I don't understand that how you can claim this despite that's not being fit on your body. So, but still I try to convince them that I did mistake, but I can do a alter on it, and I can. Yeah, but this belongs to me. Try to understand this. Try to. So that's all. Thank you.
So our last speaker since Toastmaster Fawad is not present, and now is the responsibility of Toastmaster Ali to to actually bring him back next week and also make him a member. Okay, okay, then
Oh, he went off namaz.
he can be the next one. And our next speaker is a fellow Maju colleague, future Toastmasters, Talia Mutha. Your topic is if um, if you could own a famous landmark for a day, what would it be and why will it make people laugh? If you can own a famous landmark, anything like the hills, Mohenjo-daro or whatever, what would it be and why would it make people overtake?
So, it landmark is Kapushi, and I just read a novel of Nimra Ahmed. And in this novel, my favorite character is Pakat Salat. And I want to go there and let the overall journey of Pakat Salat and the Rakapushi that and I did it. So I wanted to go there. And the funniest thing is that I would like to invite Sat that please go with me. But I won't talk to you. I just talk to the Papa. That's my favorite.
Thank you very much. Future Toastmasters. Shalia, one day hopefully. So the next we have due to a special request, we have Toastmaster Abid. Toastmaster Abid. Mr. Your topic is what is the funniest thing you have ever stolen from your siblings? What is the funniest thing you have stolen from a sibling?
Table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters. Yes. It's a wonderful experience. After a long time, I'm attending the Toastmasters meeting, and believe me, I'm feeling that why I missed my previous meetings because I'm seeing the new faces, the fresh faces, and the very enthusiastic Toastmasters. And it's always great experience when you see people are growing in your tenure, in your presence, and you see from 6 months to 8 months the sea change in their speaking skill. So it's a wonderful experience, and I now as I was thinking in my mind that I will come inshallah regularly and all this. And like you mentioned, you have given me the task of thinking of because I have two brothers, and now I have to put my old man memories, my childhood memories. And as far as I remember, uh, I have taken the camera. Camera, I love the photograph, and my camera was my camera was not working at that time, and I have to go to the with my friends. I have to go to the northern sides, and my younger brother, he loved the camera as well, so he was not allowing me to give the camera. So unfortunately, at that time, I have no choice, and I have taken the camera afterwards, and I have experienced that thing. So it was my, as you all, it was my, and afterwards, when I came back, I have given him his camera to you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Master Abid. It was wonderful to have you back. I hope Madam President will forgive me, but we need one more speaker, and that's future Toastmaster Shumail. Future Toastmaster Shumail.
Shumail has joined.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Future Toastmaster Fawad. Can you please come on stage? A big hand for future Toastmaster Fawad. Your topic is if you could swap ownership with one household chore, yeah, like work, like dusting and cleaning and going out or whatever. Yeah, or we can change that. And your topic is if you could own the world's largest collection of something which is very bizarre, like something very unique or strange, what would it be and why? Coins or balls or bad equipment or whatever. Something very bizarre. Over to you.
So this is my first time here, and I'm a little nervous.
We all are.
I'm not quite used to giving presentations in front of such large audience. I might stumble, I might get lost. So please bear with me. And okay. The topic is quite, I think, confusing.
It is because I've been given these.
Your question was if I could own something bizarre.
Something bizarre.
Yes. Yeah. So nothing that I can think of right now, but I'll just make up a scenario.
Yes.
Okay, I would own, let's say, video game consoles. Okay. I would want to have a collection of all sorts of consoles available. Ever since maybe say like the 90s or 2000s, I would want to experience playing games of different eras, like what was available at the time of Sega or PlayStation to the present generation. I think is my time up?
No, it's just started.
It's just started. Okay, I thought that now it's about time that okay. So I would own all sorts of video game consoles, and I would want explore and revisit the games that were available and during the 90s to the 2000s or to the present generation. When I was a kid, I had PlayStation, so I was quite big on gaming, but it's been like more than 15 years now. I haven't been a gamer because we get busy with our lives. We don't get chance to your daily schedule, busy routine. You don't get to enjoy a lot of things that you would want to do. So I would want to own video game consoles.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster or future Toastmaster Fawad. So now is the responsibility of Toastmaster Ali to make Toastmaster Fawad a member. So So that brings us to the end of a very entertaining table topic session. Those who were those members who are added to our WhatsApp group can vote via the link which is sent over there, and those who aren't can type the name of the best speaker and give that name to me, and with that it's back to the Toastmaster day, Toastmaster round.
Yes, thank you. So people present online and people present in the room, those who are in the WhatsApp group, please use the Google link shared to give votes for the best prepared speaker, the 9 speeches that you heard before, plus
Table topics.
Table topics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 table topics. So we had Toastmaster Vase, we had future Toastmaster Farwa, then we had future Toastmaster Arif, and then we had future Toastmaster Shumail, future Toastmaster Shazia, then we had Toastmaster Abid, and last, future Toastmaster Fawad. So vote for your best prepared speaker and best table topic speaker. And this brings us to the last part of our meeting, general evaluation part. And without further ado, Toastmaster Vase.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So now we begin the last session of our meeting. In general evaluation session, we have 3 parts. First, we have prepared speech evaluation. Then we have table topics evaluation. And in the last, we have facilitators report. The importance of evaluation is, if you don't diagnose the problem, how are you going to do yourself? That's why we have evaluation session. So the next meeting you come, you are better than your previous. Now, without further ado, I hope you are done with the picture. Without further ado, let's move on to our first part, prepared speech session, prepared speech evaluation. So our first speaker was Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, and his evaluator was Toastmaster Mufaddil. Okay. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Karim Meghani, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Abid.
Two, three.
2 to 3 minutes. 2.5 and 3. Toastmaster Karim Meghani. Are you there?
No, but that's being recorded. So
So Mr. Karim Meghani is a wonderful speaker. He was giving his dynamic learning manual, and he was talking about the social organization development, event management. So he's a wonderful speaker. His body language says that he's very composed speaker. His facial expressions, his tonality, his gestures, he presents himself in front of the interviewer, was very dynamic and highly appreciated. That he was very confident. You know, the basic thing, public speaking and in giving the interviews must be composed. Your body language says 1,000 words. 55% is your body language, 35% is your tonality, and 7% is your what you are saying in contact. So in that way, he was very composed, very calm, very poised, and he responded every questions comprehensive, very well. Even I have observed that his interviewer seems little bit shaky, but he was just a candidate for the job. And when he was giving his track record, that he has done 10 years of event management experience. He has done 8 years of fundraising experience. So it says that he was very experienced candidate. And if I would be in his place, if I would be at a place of interviewer, I will immediately hire him. He's the guy whom I needed. So, and when he told us to the interviewer that he has raised in 8 years, he has raised so much funds. So whenever I give him the chance of that position, I will give him the challenge that I need in 1 year, I need to raise the funds. I just need 30 seconds. I will give him the immediate job, and with a condition that he has to raise, say for example, 1 million rupees in 1 month or in 1 quarter. So I will see the result as well, and I will hire him on the probation. So definitely, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abid, for that thorough evaluation. I always wondered how to evaluate an interview. And again, you were actually really composed how you were explaining all those things, and those stats were spot on. I just remember that from Toastmaster Balaram's last, so I was like, okay, spot on, 55, 55, exactly accurate. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary, and to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Irfan Farooq.
We heard Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary. By all means, for me, it was not a new person delivering a speech. He has just covered his level 1. But the level of confidence, particularly in his tone, his voice, and the way Imran was looking at the audience, the eye contact with it, that is something which is excellent. And I would say that this is the first thing that every speaker needs to improve: how to see the people in their eyes, how to appear confident. And then you should have a variety in your voice. Monotonous voices would let us go to sick. And that's your big credit. Second thing that I observed excellent in your speech was that you connected with your audience immediately as you started. When you said, how many of you have the problem of going to the dress, you have to select. Everybody felt involved. People laughed at it. Not only that, through this gesture, you tackled the topic, but also you engaged the audience. Normally, in a longer speech, this is the first 1 or 2 minutes, that if you get the attention of people, you're successful. Now, in a novel or in a short story, it is the first page. If you attract the people in your first page, people will read all the novel, and otherwise they get bored. So you did it very well, and that was your excellent part. Moreover, your whole speech had humor in it, and not only the topic was that you have to deliver a humorous speech, but also a humorous speech from beginning till end is a speech that catches the attention of everybody that involved it. So I would say you have done very well with your project. The second thing was that you had a very good hand movement. Well, you were using like that. Not very easy to talk like that, because normally people grab their hands here or there. You're doing it very well. However, I feel there were a few things that you can improve upon. First of all, your hand movement was good, but your whole position of utilizing the stage was not you did not utilize it well. You normally were standing here and you remain standing over there. You could move to this area, could come close to the people. Sometimes you could go back. That would have increased your physical presence and attention. The second thing is that you had ample time left in your speech, so the speech could have been longer. You could have added a few more things in your speech. For instance, you said about one dress, that is courage. You could add one or two more dresses that needs to be put on every day. For instance, the dress of smile. So you could add those also. Overall, an excellent speech. Just add better utilization of the speech, add some more content, going to be an excellent speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. From Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary's speech to dress up your mind, I remember a really good 5 a.m. club of Robin Sharma. I once started reading that book, I finished it. And you know that change it brought in me. I started waking up at 5 a.m. American time. In fact. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, and his evaluator is Toastmaster staff.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vase, for inviting me and also shaking my hand. So that's okay. So Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, you came to Karachi from Lahore. You came to beach luxury. You took us to from beach luxury. You took us to Karimabad, and then from Karimabad you took us to the Century paper office where your Toastmaster meetings are held. It was a beautiful transition which made your speech impactful. Your gestures were absolutely amazing. You for each point, for each character, for each moment, you came up with a different gesture that showed you had the speech well rehearsed, and you knew what you were talking about. Your vocal variety was as smooth as ever. Like you did a bit of a role plays as well with the different people and characters throughout your speech. Your speech had a brilliant it's structure with an opening from Karimabad, and then taking us to your combined meeting, and then finishing with a message that the best way to take the best out of people is to give them ownership. Now for some nitpick, because your speech was amazing throughout. A movement back and forth was a bit too much. That could have been controlled according to the content of the speech, and between you
choose the word "go to hell," even though that's the right English, but that's not something we should recommend in a Toastmaster meeting. But overall, a wonderful meeting, a wonderful speech. Back to the general evaluator. Don't drink it back.
Now you can understand that how you can drag that.
Absolutely, the heartbeats were getting faster.
Thank you, DTM Sachwitz. Only a distinguished Toastmaster can evaluate a decorated Toastmaster like Toastmaster. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Fiza Aziz, and Toastmaster Fiza Aziz is her evaluator is Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary.
Thank you so much. I have no chance to take you on. I believe team Fiza Aziz is not here with us at the moment, but it's recorded. So basically, what I would like to start with about when evaluating PM Fiza Aziz is the level of confidence that I saw right off the bat when she started speaking about the topic. Her confidence was generating out of the screen, actually, I would say, throughout the speech. And the message itself was very compelling. It was a very interesting topic that she chose. The topic about it was based out of the book that I read a few years ago. The book's called Secret. Talks about the same thing, and the whole message was, and it seemed that she is very passionate about it. The second best thing about her speech was that people gauge how passionate she is about her about this, and it was again oozing out of the screen as was her confidence. What you could have improved was, as per the speech, was I didn't see any engagement. If she could have once or twice engaged the audience through asking questions, or at least have some rhetorical questions whereby the audience is challenged to take more interest. It could have been uh, more exciting. And I could not see the body language. What I would recommend, if anyone chooses to have a virtual session, I would encourage Fiza to take a stage wherever she can find a room, so that her obviously the reason why we are here is to evaluate ourselves as a speaker. So as an evaluator, it's very important for him or her to see the speaker's body language as well. So this is all I have to say. As I've discovered today that I am a man of few words, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. But at the end, I'm just going to leave with one thought, that I believe that everything is going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary, for that evaluation. Again, there was points that were in his evaluations, but not of any beginner evaluator. Although he has done really few levels of Toastmaster, but he has quite old affiliation with Toastmaster. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Belaram. And to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Abhilisha.
Yes. Sorry, you have to hear me. Toastmaster Belaram, thank you so much for your speech today. You started with a bang. You stated a fact, and you made sure, and you quoted the person as well. That is what captures the audience attention. So that was a very good point that you started from. Your speech today was filled with many points that I can talk about, which were very good and which every speaker should adopt. Starting from, you were clear and you were very confident. There was no hesitation in your delivery, in your voice, in your attire. You were really very, very confident. You had extremely good facial expressions. You were not only talking with your voice, you were also talking with your face. The way you moved your eyebrows, the way you made sure to emphasize and you made eye contact with everyone, that was phenomenal. And you had perfect hand gestures as well. Made sure to use your hand. You were not shy. You did not keep them. You did not show that you were nervous while using your hands. And that showed how confident you were in your content of the speech. You had amazing vocal variety as well. So there were like tons of high tones and low tones, and your voice was clear enough, and I'm sure the people outside could also hear you. I loved the way that you give credit to your mentor for your speeches, and you made sure that if he is not present here, someone will convey the message. That was really, really sweet of you and very considerate of you. And that is a good quality that we should have as a person as well. So thank you for doing that. Few recommendation points, although we do appreciate using vocal variety, but with purpose. So for example, if you want to emphasize on a point, you do raise your voice. If audience do this, but it does not mean that you just keep on fluctuating your voice without any purpose. So next time, lower your voice when you think that lowering your voice will make an impact. Or you can shout when you want to. And there's a topic about it. So use your amazing quality of tonal variety, but use it purposefully, not without any purpose. Similarly, as Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi was commenting, there's a lot of space over there, lot of stage presence. So you could have started your speech from here when you were talking about your parents being your mentors, and when you went to your teachers, you could have shifted to this part so that the different stages are being said. And when you come to the main point, the Toastmaster, you could have come in the center to emphasize that this is what you are mainly talking about. So use the stage purposefully. That does not mean just started roaming about, use it purposefully. Good confidence, good starting, perfect hand gestures, amazing facial variety and facial expressions. Just work on using your amazing tonal variety purposefully and the use of speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adle, for that evaluation. That evaluation is usually was somewhat, I would say, a competition level evaluation. You have good points, then you have improvement points, and in the end you have summation. So that was the structure of her speech, and that is what is part of the speech evaluation competition. Yes. And for Toastmaster Vidara, your voice quality, I would say, is really excellent. It's so gripping that we don't have any choice other than hearing you. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Wakash, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Anwar.
Thank you so much, Wakash, for giving us speech. And when I was listening to your speech, I felt that you were very confident on stage. And I could see your comfort level. I could see how convincing your gestures were. The way you were using your hands, the way you were trying to emphasize on something, your eyes were popping out and trying to emphasize on how the body language thing works and how important it is. And I think it's not been a few months when I saw you coming here as a guest Toastmaster. And after a few months now, I'm evaluating you. And since I took a break and then I came here, I think I could see a lot of improvement, and the difference is very low. So now, but then I really like the confidence you were having while you were giving your speech. The body language, the gestures were really nice. One thing I felt, same thing like the space, we always have to use the space. I think that could been a lot better because you were standing in one place, but the gestures were like you were using your hands, you were looking, you were trying to exercise the entire body, but you were not moving, you were not using much of your space. And when I was thinking about it, when I noticed it, at that same point, you moved forward, but that was the only thing you did. So I think you could have used the stage a lot more. And since I just don't want to criticize on your speech because it was a good one, but since it's a tradition of Toastmaster, you always have to give something for it. So I would say one thing I noticed about your speech was you were looking at me the whole time, and this part of the audience were kind of neglected. So I think the eye contact was toward one side and not to the entire side. And someone, let me tell you, there was someone who gave me this tip, like you always have to find 3 friendly faces in the audience. Like you choose one from here, and someone from the center. So when you look at them and give your speech, it always seems like, you're giving attention, covering the entire audience, or maybe giving attention to each one of them. So that could be a tip we can use for future. When it comes to content, I think your content was well structured. It was interesting. One thing I felt, your introduction was really good. It was very extempore, and how you came on the stage when I was leaving, you spoke something about it. So your introduction, I felt it was stronger. But then, yes, I feel the ending, the conclusion part could have been a lot better than what it. So that's what I felt, and that was my evaluation on your speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for that evaluation. It's always helpful to use context in every evaluation. When you compare speaker's current speech with his previous speech, it encourages him to come again. And it's a really important part of an evaluation technique. So, thank you. So our last speaker, our last prepared speaker was Toastmaster Jalaluddin, making his eyes, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Ali Darwah.
Jalal, Jalal, it was your first speech, and you started with introducing yourself. You started a bit slow, but gradually you came into a good pace. Your speech was properly constructed. First, you told about your education background. Then you told about your professional background, that you are an engineer. You told about your hobbies, how important is to read books. You were comfortable, although it was your first speech. You kept people engaged. You had excellent content, but there were some areas which need to be improved. You were continuously looking at this side. The thing is, when you are delivering the speech, you have to look all the audience. Your gesture was not like this; it was like this. You should be like this. Whenever you are in front of people, you have to. And you were continuously standing here. You should have been standing there and use the stage properly. You introduce yourself very well, and congratulations for your successful first speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Garba. It's really good to see you back after such a long time. So now we are done with the first part of our general evaluation session. Now it's time for the table topics evaluation. It's going to be a really humongous task, but I know the Madam President will be able to deliver because she's always on point.
Yes.
So he has to evaluate 7 speakers. Madam President, go ahead.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the first speaker was T.M. Vase. He had good hand movements, good eye contact, good interesting topic given, and he tackled very well. However, he lacked vocal variety, and he could have covered the speaking area more a bit. Guest Farma, are you there? Yes. Good hand movements, good eye contact, body gesture missing, and you could have also covered the speaking area a bit and vocal variety. Yes, RF. Good smiling face, good hand movement, body gesture missing, and vocal variety as well. Vocal variety when you have to make the tone, voice tone a bit higher and then lower some certain points. Yes, smile. Okay. So good hand movement. However, you lack eye contact, vocal variety, and covering of speaking area. This area. Yes, Shazia. Okay. Good smiling face, good hand movement. You lack vocal variety and a lot of the speakers didn't cover the speaking area, so you also didn't cover. Okay, yes, artist. Good hand and body movement, good interesting memory, which you shared with us. Good hand and body movement, interesting memory, you had which you shared with us. Good eye contact, vocal variety missing. And the last one, yes, Fawad, good hand movement, body gesture. And since you were nervous, I know this was your first time. So, however, you lack eye contact because you were like this, and you were like constantly looking at, I think, Ali's account. And covering a speaking area. That's it.
Thank you, Madam President. Usually, a table topic evaluator has to cover a table topic speaker in 30 seconds. And you can say that Madam President did that in 15 seconds or 20 seconds. So she is always on point. Now we are in our last part. So we are now going to have facilitators report. So our first facilitator is Toastmaster Azaz Riaz for his grammarian report and wordmaster report. Toastmaster Azaz Riaz.
Let's move on.
I guess Toastmaster Azaz Riaz is not here for now. So we are going to move towards something that we usually don't like to. That's our counter report. And Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan.
He must be there. So long, he was reading everyone.
We can move on. Yeah. So, thank you. So it's a kind of a blessing, you can say. Because we all were in the meeting, so it's better not to feel miserable. So let's move on. Our last report is from the listener, and the listener is here in the meeting.
Listener is here.
Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary.
So as Kim Ravia promptly warned me that I have to ask questions, not only observe, here I am. So my first question is, who had trouble in pronunciation? You did. You did.
Yes.
Second, very good. The second one is, who missed PM Askar's mother-in-law?
Well, everyone did. Not only us.
Explicitly. So this is an interesting one. I'm going to check who is actually paying attention. What city has 90% literacy rate mentioned by Khan?
Karimabad. Karimabad.
Right.
Evaluate.
Right. So another one is, people may hear your words, but feel your dash.
Motions.
Body language.
Confident.
Attitude. And people may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. That was spoken by TM Brother Ram. The last one is, if you want to get a good idea, if you want to get a good new idea, read
An old book.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster and Chaudhary, for the listeners' report. And finally,
My report. Timers.
We don't have time.
okay, timer, are all the speech evaluators qualified?
I will come over. So the report of the timer is that everyone was qualified over.
I am surprised at the inclusion of details are in that timer's report. So finally, we are moving to our last part, and that's overall general evaluation of the meeting. Surprisingly, we are on time because our meeting usually end up at 9:30. So we are surprisingly on time. And trust me, this meeting will be remembered for a good time. Because we have 9 speakers for prepared speech sessions. We had 7 speakers for the speech evaluation. And if we have 9 speakers for prepared speech session, it's already a speaker call, which means we were not supposed to have table topic sessions.
Yes.
But we are surprisingly had table topic sessions and all the prepared speeches. So again, was a great. We started at 7. Point for us, or a cliche point for us, that the time is 6:30, so we should start at 6:30 instead of 7. Another thing is, we missed, like always, Toastmaster Imran and Toastmaster Kalaban, PTM Kalaban Hamid, because they are always there way before 6:30, and the meeting is already set up, the camera is on, the projector is on. So, whoever is in charge that day, Toastmaster of the day, or the president, please make sure that the arrangements are done. Although the members know that how things usually are, but for the guests, that does not create a commitment. Then, for the speeches were, I would say, amazing. We had a full roster. We had great speakers or seasoned speakers like Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, to Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, to an icebreaker of Toastmaster Kalaruddin, and we had competent speakers in between who were in process of becoming great speakers. So again, we had a complete roster of speakers. And surprisingly, we were done by the speeches in 1.5 hours. 9 speeches in 90 minutes. So I think that was a good job. Then we moved to Yeah,
I had a big role to play.
of course. Thank you for
Only 4 weeks.
Thank you for that. Those moving to the table topic session, I would say it was a great table topic session evaluated by DTM Sachwe. Because even he didn't knew that he is the table topic master. And with the presence of mind and with the speed, he came up with those ideas for the speakers and everything. It was a great session. And he adapted really nicely. When he saw that the speakers are usually hitting a 1 minute mark or 1.5 minute mark, he said, why not increase the number of speakers? We were surprisingly done by the speakers, table topic speakers in 15 minutes. 7 speakers in 15 minutes, which should take around 25 minutes. I go with the general time. Now coming to the general evaluation session, the evaluators, every evaluation was on point, every evaluation was really good. Although I do think that GTM Sachwe did nothing with the timers. But again, every evaluation was on point, honest, and I guess it really adapted according to the speaker. Good job well done by every evaluator. Then table topic evaluation done at an amazing speed by the Madam President and the facilitators report, although yeah. So we are going to have our counter report finally after I'm done with my speech evaluation part. Toastmasters Ramzan because Toastmasters Ramzan is back. Listeners reports was really good. One thing for the meeting I would say is that although we have don't have Toastmaster Talabin Hamid here, who is usually supervising everything, but we need to decide that there will be only one driver. Toastmaster of the day should be the only making decision. Because otherwise things get haywire. Out of control, there is a lot of confusion. Things we saw just in the beginning, so that shouldn't be done. Maybe president can make sure that doesn't happen, or Toastmaster of the day can take that responsibility.
A prepared Toastmaster of the day, not an extra for.
Whoever gets the responsibility. Whoever gets the responsibility. And last thing, movement during speech. We all saw a great amount of, a good number of people moving during a physical speaker was speaking. Look, when an online speaker is doing the speech, he won't get disturbed by the movement in the biceps shoulder. And that's completely fine, you can do that. But when a physical speaker is speaking, I would recommend everyone, and including me, I have to also make sure that there is no movement around so that the speaker can concentrate on it. That must be there. That's from my evaluation report. But Toastmasters Ramzan, can you give the counter report now?
Well, actually, I prepared my paper, and then when I saw that my turn is over, so then I just threw it away. It takes me at least something to find it from here.
Okay, then we can leave it.
It's okay, we can manage.
Yes.
It's complete.
Thank you very much.
So because yes, but I have a complaint. I was not evaluator. I was not evaluated today. My evaluator was not there.
Yeah, your evaluator had to leave early because of some emergency.
Okay.
And we can.
Okay, and everybody, I guess voting for speech evaluator is done.
Yeah. Everything
is
is
done.
done. Everything
And
is done now.
best facilitator.
Yes, everything is done.
Right. Okay. Over to the Toastmaster.
To ask for votes and call the
Okay,
president.
so everyone please vote for the best big four. Google
Votes
Image
are-
share, WhatsApp,
And
the guest can
paper.
write on a paper and give it to Sar. So the best big four are the Toastmaster of the day, the table topic master, the extempore Toastmaster of the day, the extempore table topic master, and then we have table topics evaluator Toastmaster Ibar Khan, and we have the general evaluator Toastmaster Vase. So please vote. And
Madam President.
Madam President.
Everyone, that was quite an interesting and a wonderful meeting that we had. And some comments from the guests. All the guests who came here before need to come again and give some comments about them.
The ones who introduced. How did you like the meeting? Yes, yes. Yes. Your feedback about it.
Should I start right?
Yes, yes.
So I really liked the whole environment, the whole aura here, where it's excited people. I would say I think I've developed a comfort level too, which is weird. Because I don't usually get comfortable speaking, but really like how you guys have been encouraging everyone around, and I hope I'll be hopefully inshallah coming back here soon. So I was pretty nervous, and I feel I've gotten up. That's it.
We have this. That's mine.
That's mine. You can
And we have get started. I don't know.
I don't know that I
Not really.
Well, as I mentioned, while I was giving the introduction of myself, that I heard about a good thing about the smart that was just beyond my expectation. And I learned a lot. I never miss a chance to learn whatever I can. So that's really helping a lot. That's really surprising when you ask me on the stage and give this topic. That's that's something I really want to just to start up or just to get out of your fear. So that's really helped me a lot. And thank you. It's amazing. It blew me up. Just start.
Was a very great meeting. It will really help with the getting encouragement and confidence. So maybe I will not be able to do the next meetings because I will be traveling outside country. So maybe I will just connect online if it's possible. So
Going on the
huh?
No, no, it's with outside.
So let's hope for that.
Let's change the.
Okay. So the blue
Shazia. Okay, she has done the feedback. She came like.
Okay. The person sitting here.
So it's a great platform. I learned about this platform today. I didn't know about Toastmasters prior to this day, and Lisa told me that there is this event and would like to accompany me. And the decision was spontaneous, and I think it's a good platform, and I hope that I will be a part of it. That's about it. Thank you.
Yes.
So for the Toastmasters guests, now is the time we've all been waiting for that. Who got the most votes and who didn't? So yes, the best prepared speaker award after a very tough race because almost everyone received a vote that showed the quality of our speakers. But the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Feza.
And the best table topic speaker goes to the person who will become a member soon, future Toastmaster Fawad. And the best prepared speech evaluator. Okay. Just a minute. Yes. The prepared speech evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. And the award for the best facilitator award goes to the person out of two. The first is and the best Big Four award goes to after a very tough battle between two people, and I wasn't one of them. So the best Big Four award goes to the Toastmaster of the day, the impromptu Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rabia. Over to you, Malika.
Okay, and with that, I forgot to announce one thing.
Yes.
There's the Tall Tales contest coming up this Sunday, so everyone can attend. All the members and okay. So here in Fan Farooq, can we have some word from
Thank you very much, and I'm really very always feel honored to be here in this program, Karachi Toastmasters Club. I'm from Century Paper Toastmasters Club, Lahore, and whenever I'm here, I try that I should have this evening available for this program. Before coming here, I always try to contact people who are the main organizers for meetings. I've been coming here for many times, and I feel now that I'm a part of this club. And the members have always accepted me as a part of this club is really encouraging. And overall, it is always like that. Those masters clubs are very open for everybody, and people encourage the others to face the audience, face the peers, and become a better person. And that's what has Karachi Toastmasters done with me. Whenever I have to deliver a very specific speech, I would love and keep it reserved for Karachi Toastmasters because the way I receive feedback from here, not only the formal one, informal ones, that are always very. So I will keep coming here because I know you will always be accepting me as a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, and with that, I just thank you.
Transfer and opportunity market. Next time, keep a card or
आपका वो आपको
तो क्या नहीं होगा डायरेक्ट
Okay, down. I have other number also, but not. The reason behind that.
I'll just give you a call. Okay, the WhatsApp. Oh. Lady na copy. Imran. The TCS. With the charity and all. For it's basically a non-profit company. So called